I still can't believe this is real. I'm still waiting to wake up. I'm literally just waiting to wake up. At some point, I'm going to realize this is all a dream. Yes, there is a new Evangelion series in production, and the staff behind this new Evangelion rebuild or reproduction new series is absolutely incredible. And when I first seen this, I thought it was a leak or a fake or something that everybody's just kind of running with. Every single news site's picking up on it because it's a trusted source. No, this is literally on their main website. You go to their main website, it's there. And of course, this was announced during their big 30th anniversary thing they were doing. And I'm still trying to believe this is real. And it's not really the fact that this was announced, but it's more the fact of who's working on this. Like, who the team behind it is insane. And I want to temper my expectations. I want to keep myself, don't overhype it, Andrew. Just calm down, don't overhype it, because you're going to end up being disappointed. We had this happen here recently. This right here, it wasn't bad. Like, GQWOX wasn't like horrible, but it was still like, it was a Gundam series done by all these incredible people, including Hideaki Anno, which again is the creator of Evangelion. Like, you had an incredible staff behind GQWOX, and it ended up being like just blah main characters with like a whole bunch of fan service to the original Gundam series, which I loved. I love that stuff. I ate it up. But it was like, overall, it wasn't like an incredible series. And it did, yes, it did have a little bit of a Evangelion vibe in there. It had the whole, like, you know, the Gundam itself is a fleshly thing or whatever. Anyways, I don't want to get myself hyped up with this project because that wasn't incredible, but I don't know if this can fail. I really don't know if a new Evangelion is going to fail and what this is going to be. That's the big question mark. Is this going to be like a reboot from the beginning? Is it going to be a retelling of the entire story? Is it going to be, that's what the rebuild did. What are they doing? Is it going to be new characters? Is it going to be like further back in time? Are we going to do like the earlier parts of the story with like the initial impacts or something like that? What are we doing here? Like, I have so many questions, but it all comes down to, this is all we have right now. So let's go through the actual news. It says production of a completely new Evangelion series begins. Again, new. This is new. Which makes me believe it's not going to be a rebuild. Which again, I don't know what they'd want to do because they literally just got done doing that. They just got done doing the rebuilds. The first news about the production of the brand new Evangelion series was announced during the final program on Monday, February 23rd, National Holiday, the final day of the Evangelion 30th anniversary of Evangelion. These stupid names, I swear. I love how stupid their naming scheme is. Festival celebrating the 30th anniversary of Evangelion. Series composition and script for this new series. Yes, Yoko Taro. For those that are like under a rock and don't know who Yoko Taro is, incredibly twisted and creative mind of course, the NieR series. He's the creator of NieR, and of course, he's also worked on some other anime projects, including Kami Arabe. So this is where I kind of get into my little bit of hesitation here. As much as I think that NieR itself is just incredible. I've watched the anime series. I've played a bit of the game. I really do need to get back to the game and actually do like everything in the game because I've heard that there's even more crazier stuff in it. But Kami Arabe was a little bit of a disappointment. So it's like, you start to kind of think outside the bounds of what they're known for and kind of see what else they can do, and to get an idea of if this new project is going to be indicative of the original thing that made him so popular or these other little side things that weren't as great. Kami Arabe is okay. There's times where Kami Arabe gets a little bit twisted, and from what I understand, and I'm not 100% on this, I think I just heard in passing at like a convention or something like that. I'm not even sure if it's 100% true, but I've heard kind of whispers that yes, when it comes to anime adaptations like NieR and with Kami Arabe, they don't quite let, Yoko Taro do whatever he wants. And so that's kind of the big concern that I think I have with him working on Evangelion, is that despite the fact that he's incredibly creative and, yes, kind of a mean dude, he's kind of mean with his character. He's kind of like the Butcher, General Bucci. He's kind of like that, but just for the video game world. He's kind of mean, and he gets kind of twisted. He just knows how to mess with his characters, and I would love to see him mess with Evangelion, because Evangelion, in a lot of cases, depending on what they actually do with this new story, it could be, again, not about a Shinji-type character who's very young, having to deal with this big battle with mechas and, feeling the pain and the emotions of the machine that he's inside of, and having to deal with the fact that his father doesn't want him anymore, but now that his father wants him, it's because he wants him to be a tool. And then he comes to find out what the Evas are, and all that kind of stuff starts messing with him. We don't know if we're actually going to do that, or we're going to do adults. Maybe adults now pilot the mechas. We don't know. But it gets down to, again, what they actually allow Yoko Taro to do. Because he is, again, a genius. if he's let to have whatever kind of tools and assets he needs. Moving on, we have the director Kazuya Tsurumaki, and Tsurumaki is, of course, known for doing work on the rebuilds. He also worked on the original Evangelion as well. He's been kind of all over the place, but doing a lot of work of some really high caliber stuff. You know, Fooly Cooly right here, did a little bit of work on Berserk, just some really incredible stuff as well. The other director they have is Toko Yatabe, and we see that she's worked on Darling in the Franxx. She's also, I believe, did some work on the rebuilds. Yeah, right here we did some assistant directorial work for 3.0 plus 1.0. So she's kind of familiar with the Evangelion series as well. And then the little icing on the cake right here for me, the little icing on the cake, and for the NieR fans as well, a little icing on the cake right here is music by Keiichi Okabe. This guy is a legend. Of course, you know, the video game series of NieR, doing the music for that, and of course the anime adaptation. His music is just chef kiss, dude. His music is so good. He also did work on the Monogatari series as well, and a little personal favorite of mine, Yuki Yuna's a Hero. His music, it just sets the tone. It just grabs you. It just absolutely grabs you and just does not let go. He does some absolutely incredible work. It's one of the reasons why I want to get back to the NieR games. I just love listening to his music. His music's so freaking good, dude. But again, going back here, this is the staff that we have. And then we have the production studios. Studio Khara and CloverWorks. This can't be real. I'm still look, I don't believe this is true. This can't be true. CloverWorks and Studio Khara is working on it. Of course, Studio Khara was going to be involved because, of course, Studio Khara basically owns Evangelion. That's, you know, I know. But, like, CloverWorks also involved, which CloverWorks is just incredible on their own right. So, this is stacked, dude. This is absolutely stacked. And again, I'm having a hard time believing it's true. Apparently, this is a commercial on TBS that they actually broadcast. I'm not 100% sure if this is actually real, but it looks like it's real. But I don't know. I really don't know. Like I said before, I don't want to set my expectations too high. I'm really kind of curious to see what kind of comes of this as, you know, the days go on. I'm sure this is probably pretty early an announcement. They probably want to get this out here for this anniversary. I'm assuming this will probably be another 2 years before we even see this. At least 2 years before we see this. Maybe a 2028 premiere. If it's going to be a TV series, it could be. Does it say specifically a series? It does say series. I mean, it could be a series of movies. Anyway, depending on how it's actually released, I'm probably assuming it's probably going to be 2028. And then when that comes around, we'll start to see the trailers come out. And I'm curious to see, one, if it's going to be the same characters, if it's going to be completely different characters. What is it going to be based off of? Is it going to be like essentially a after story kind of thing where things kind of screw up once again? All that stuff I'm kind of very curious about how they'll play it out. And I think once I start seeing the trailers, I'll get a sense if it's going to be something I enjoy. Because, let's be honest, there's several reasons why I love the Evangelion series, why I have literally like the original set, like the original DVD set. I have the entire rebuilds. I have figurines. I have art books. I have so much stuff of Evangelion. There's a reason why I love the series, and it's not just like, oh my gosh, nostalgia glasses and stuff like that. There's a feel of Evangelion that I think has been never really reproduced ever since then. There's so many little, like, details that just sell me on the series. And it was something that I re-experienced here recently watching somebody do a watch-through of the series. It's like that opening sequence of the first episode. The whole, like, sense of scale. The massive scales of these Evangelions. It wasn't just like a mecha show. It was like two different life forces that are living in the same space that shouldn't be living in the same space. It's just the oddity of having something somewhere and it be almost natural and always being there that shouldn't be there. Just having Shinji in this town and there's this massive, massive foreign being that's there, and the weight of every step of this creature and this destruction that it causes, and he's just kind of stuck in the middle of it. Getting into Shinji himself, I was a massive Shinji apologist, and how they wrote his character, I thought it was really good. I always felt like if you were in his shoes, you would have the same feelings. Like, this guy is literally going through physical torture as he's piloting this thing, and he's way too young to be doing this. There was so many aspects of it, and getting onto all the characters. Asuka, who I absolutely adore now. I used to hate her. Rei Ayanami, all of them. Misato. It's just a great series, and it had some great lore behind it that I couldn't get enough of, and I hope they don't screw it up. I really do hope I hope they deliver, but I want to set my expectations. I want to put a pause there because of GQ Aksu. because I set my expectations too high for Jikuwaksu. Now, granted, with Jikuwaksu, it was Sunrise's property, and Anno was kind of scripting it. And so there's a side of me that almost wonders if there was sort of a lot of limitations given to Anno and what he could do with this franchise, what these individuals could do with this franchise. You know, Yuji as well. If there was limits given to what they can actually do with a Gundam property, because Gundam is, at the end of the day, it is a property that is very kind of focused towards kids. It's merchandise and whatnot. They can't really push the limits too far. Granted, yes, there's a lot of their series that is extremely violent. It's about war. Hathaway here recently was pretty gritty with how it kind of portrayed the, destruction of war. War in the Pocket back in the day was pretty dang screwed up as well. They have war. Iron Blood Orphans is damn brutal. But there's always like a limit to where it can kind of go, and I kind of wonder if they did sort of put limitations on what they could do. Coming back to the Evangelion situation here, I do feel like with it being Anno's toy, with it being, Khara's property, and this being what they can do with it, I'm hoping that they would probably give Yoko Taro a lot of leeway as to what he can do with the property. And I'm pretty sure that Anno is going to be involved as well. Again, it's his baby. It's his baby. I'm sure that he's probably going to, be involved in some way, giving a little bit of a guiding post to Yoko Taro. But either way, I think the question mark that I have now, and I might actually look into this, how much of a fan of Evangelion Yoko Taro is. Is Yoko Taro like a super Evangelion fan, and this is why he'd want to do something like this? Or is he just being pulled in because he's a big name? I'd be curious about that. But anyways, that is the news. Super excited for it. Cannot wait. Massive, massive hype. And I want to temper that damn hype. But yes, we have a new Evangelion series coming. So be excited for that. I'm sure that we'll probably get some news probably within the next couple of months about exactly what they're doing here. Because this feels like this is like a primary tease right here. And we'll probably get some details on exactly what kind of format they're going for, if it's film or TV. And then from there, we can start getting some drip feed of key arts and, character designs and PVs. And I am along for the ride. I'll be here to report it when it happens. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys' support. And until next time, y'all take care.